name's Jasper. I'm 14 years old and I've been doing magic for about 5 years now. And I practice on my sister all the time. So Iz, come here, I want to show you a trick. And Marvin, this is actually one of yours, so I hope this goes well. Now, Iz and everyone else, we can see that there's 2 black kings here, okay? Yeah. But what happens when I blow it, you see, nothing happens, okay? But Iz, can you just give it a blow? That's it, that's really magical because you can see they've actually turned red. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, I've just got 4 kings and I can do some very special sleight of hand. But that's where you'd be wrong, because I actually have all 4 aces. Thank you. Dynamo, Penn and Teller and Shinlim are so inspirational to me, and I really like the different styles of magic. When you were younger, who was your inspiration and why?
Well, thank you, Jasper. I agree those are all inspirational magicians, but I've got to say, for me growing up as a small lad, obviously my father was my inspiration. He's David Berglas, and he was the first guy to have his own TV series on commercial TV, and of course he would be my biggest inspiration. His motto, incidentally, was nothing is impossible, and that's something I've tried to follow throughout my life.
Before I perform, I get a bit nervous. Do you ever still get nervous?
Well, Jasper, we all get nervous. Don't worry about nerves. Nerves are a good thing, really. They give you the adrenaline to make sure you want to concentrate and be on top form. But I would just take a few deep breaths and enjoy yourself, and just imagine you're showing it to your friends and family when you do your magic, and you'll enjoy it a lot more, and so will your audience.
Doing magic has enabled me to meet so many famous people. Who is the most famous person you've ever performed to?
Well, through magic, I've met some unbelievable characters and people, some real icons, people like Muhammad Ali, Margaret Thatcher, Princess Diane, and of course Michael Jackson. And that was really fantastic when he used to come into Hamleys, and they used to close the store and we would show him some real close-up magic. He loved the magic, and for me it's a great way. I've been lucky enough to do magic for presidents and royalty and prime ministers, but I'm also a big sports fan, so to do it in front of some of my sporting heroes and legends has also been great.
Even though I practice my magic loads, sometimes a trick can go wrong during a performance. Has this ever happened to you, and what advice would you give?
Well, Jasper, you ask if has ever anything gone wrong. I think any magician, something's always going to go wrong at some stage, but as long as you prepared and done your best and you practiced, you know, you've got to be prepared to use your patter to get the audience on your side, so it's not a big deal. Then try it again. They say never fail to prepare, otherwise you prepare to fail. But if you practice and you're enjoying yourself, I think the audience is very much on your side, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. You've got to do a lot of shows as well, and that gives you a lot of experience.
When I started doing magic, I was 9. How old were you when you started doing magic?
So Jasper, you were just 9. I think I was probably a similar age. I'd been exposed to a bit of magic before that, but I got into it about 9 or 10, and then I left it for a while and got back into it when I was a bit older. So in theory, if you continue, you're well ahead of the game.
Marvin, obviously you and your dad are very magical, but is there anyone else in your family that's magical too?
I think my whole family would say they're magical, but in terms of what you said, when we were kids, we had a dog and his name was Tricky, and when he was a little pup, he used to sometimes perform doing tricks on stage with my dad. So I'd say Tricky, our little dog, was also magical.
What is your favourite trick out of all the Marvin sets, and why?
That's a tough one, Jasper. I like most of them. I think there's some great magic in our range, and it obviously depends how you perform them. But the one that stands out, which has been a staple for many years, which I know you know, is the dynamic coins, because to me it's a precision-made prop. It's got a start, a middle, a finish. You can do it totally surrounded, and it never fails to get great reactions. So that's probably one of my favorites. But I also love some of the things we've developed ourselves, especially with the app and the augmented reality.
What was the first ever magic trick you did, and can you still do it?
Hey Izzy, that's a good question. Probably was actually the jumping rubber band. You know what, one where you put rubber band over 2 fingers and close your palm and it jumps onto the other hand. That probably is the first trick I ever did. I don't perform it that much anymore. I like to do some other rubber band type of magic, but it is a great trick still, you know. Just because it's easy to do, it doesn't mean that it's not a great trick.
Izzy Simpson is a really good magician, and not many girl magicians are famous. Why do you think that is?
Hey Izzy, well yes, the other Izzy Simpson is a great magician. I was lucky enough to be there when she did her performance live at Britain's Got Talent, and I know Izzy well. I think she's an inspiration for young girls, and I think we need to see more women and girl magicians, and I think there are quite a few. Marvin's Magic Club seems to have increasingly more girl magicians in there, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see some big stars of magic soon.